Hi guys, here's a short instruction how to get your TBS Crossfire ready for the drone Prix in Dubai. For this we need to upload the latest version. If it's not really released for public yet, we just unlock the agent for beta releases. For this you either press F1 or you hit the version number here. And there is a checkbox for beta releases, so just check this checkbox and the agent will download all the beta files too. So then we plug in the USB and we select the latest version and hit update. The latest version is called Crossfire Dubai version 1.21 and it's actually a special build for the drone race because it makes all the presets for your Crossfire, so you don't have to care about this. You just load it and it will set up all requirements. You still have the selection for 915 or 868 band and also for the output power, so you can choose yourself, but it will actually set it up to work best with multiple pilots. Once the version is loaded to your transmitter, you need to power up your racer and hit the bind button on the micro receiver. So just hit bind. And if the LED is pulsing once a second, you know the receiver is in bind mode. So then you take your transmitter and you go to the menu and make the normal bind procedure. The transmitter will actually ask you to update the micro receiver, so you just tell yes and do not interrupt this procedure, okay? And now the transmitter is loading the micro receiver firmware to the micro receiver. That's it. So the micro receiver load the firmware itself and you're ready to go. For your transmitter it's really important you have a proper power supply. I use a Trias battery inside my Taranis. This gives me 12 volts and up to 500 milliwatts over the JR module and the Crossfire. If your transmitter doesn't give you enough power or doesn't have a power output, there's a DC input, so you just connect a minimum 2S battery or 3S battery with a battery pigtail to the XT30 connector, and then you have the full range up to 2 watts. So make sure you have more than 6 volt power supply and a good power source like any LiPo battery. Also really important is the mounting of the antenna. I use this frame because it's one of the most common construction. Usually the receiver goes inside and then the coaxial cable from the receiver comes out, and I use 2 zip ties for mounting it. Actually it's really flexible and durable. I use some shrink tube to mount it to the zip tie. Make sure that the coaxial cable coming from the receiver is also separated from the active element of the antenna. Some people use V-shape like this, works as well, but this actually gives you the better polarization. And yeah, it's important you have a good separation between the frame and the active antenna element, because if it's too close the frame will absorb your signal. And also important is your antenna is isolated properly, there is no damage on the isolation, and also on the receiver itself, like make sure that none of the metallic part is touching the frame.